What are the most costly diesel repair mistakes drivers make, and how can they be avoided? One of the most expensive things and mistakes that people make is when they put the diesel exhaust fluid into the fuel. It's more common than you would think it is, so you gotta slow down before you put that fluid into the system. You have to add DEF fluid, typically every few tanks of gas. If that fluid gets poured into the diesel, it just crystallizes. To make matters worse, if you turn that key on and the fuel pump pumps that fuel up into the injectors, you might have to replace everything from the tank up to the fuel injectors to actually get it fixed. Sometimes if you've stopped before you've turned on the truck, all you have to do is change the filter out and clean out the system from the tank up to the filter. And those can get very expensive. So the number one rule is if you make that mistake and you put DEF fluid into your gas tank, stop, take the key out of the system and don't do anything. Problem is some of the modern diesels, as soon as you open the driver's door, it's turning on the fuel pump and it will pump it at least up into the fuel filter. So the number one rule, when you're using the DEF and you're gonna replace the DEF fluid, do not put it into the diesel fuel tank. It has its own reservoir that you need to put that in, so slow down and make sure you know exactly where you're putting the DEF fluid.